social media platforms, now's the time for you to do so at Watch Tea or Coffee and at High Impact TV and at High Impact TV UK. We started a conversation on music. I told you it's going to be all about music. We're going to be breaking down a couple of things that you don't know about and some things that you already know, but you want some professionals to talk about it with you. We talked about how to sing in harmony, and now we have professionals in the building that will be breaking this conversation with me on vocal arrangement, and I'm so excited about it. It's like, so I need to, I've been saying, yay, I'm so excited because we have the Grammy Award winning 1-2-1 seller in the building. Woo! I mean, we don't have all of them because it's a group and then the studio can't have everyone. But of course, we have the representatives in the building. We have PD Wilson, who is the team lead. Woo! And then we have Prax. He has a full name, but then he said I should just call him Prax, so that's what I'm going to do. But thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for having us.
I really appreciate it. It's so nice. I mean, I have royalty in the building. I'm so happy. Aww. Okay, so now tell me, 1-2-1 seller.
Yeah.
Where did we get it from?
It's a scripture. The 1-2-1 is Romans chapter 12. Verse 1, which says, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as sacrifices, ever, living, acceptable, holy. So that's the acronym that formed SELA. So 1-2-1 SELA, sacrifices, ever, living, acceptable, holy.
Interesting.
That's what's up, yes.
Wow, okay, so how long have you guys been together as a group?
8 years.
8 years?
Yes.
8 years of rehearsals, 8 years of singing.
Been together, of being family, of being in each other's faces, you know, doing life together. So it's been 8 years. 2013, March 17 was the day we got inaugurated. This
has absolutely nothing to do with music. Do you guys celebrate anniversary?
Yes, we do. Every year.
Do you like people, cake, and all of that? We're friends now, so I'm just putting it out there.
All right,
so
sure.
I want to
give you a back, what do you call backstage tickets or something?
All access.
All access.
I love it. Woo! You guys heard it too. See. Yeah. But how has it been for the team? 1-2-1 seller, Grammy Award winning, now traveling and doing so many things. I know that you guys just recently had a concert.
Yes.
About a week, 2 weeks ago now?
3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And, you know, more things are coming up. Yes. How has that been?
Well, it has been a lot. After the competition, things changed drastically. We got more busy, and we had to do everything. We had to, because the thing is, like they would say, the show has to go on in that sense. So we still have to deliver, and sometimes we are just tired. Sometimes it's just a lot. I mean, imagine that you have a rehearsal tonight, tomorrow night, the night after, and you have to deliver at every rehearsal. So sometimes but that is the fun in it, though. Sometimes it gets really stressful like that, but then still all fun. We still enjoy it anyways. So
actually, then like we've been enjoying it for the past 8 years, like,
yes.
And that's the thing about being in purpose and having fun doing it. Like, it's not work. Yeah, it's stressful. Like music is stressful, but at the same time, you just know that you're doing what you were meant to do, right? And so it's just been an amazing ride for the past 8 years doing this.
It's amazing. It's amazing hearing, you know, talking about your experience and all that. I have more questions than that, but we need to get into the conversation for this morning. So because you guys are musical professionals, the conversation is on vocal arrangement. Now, in a layman's term, what exactly is vocal arrangement?
It's like building a house.
Okay.
Like you have one brick and the other brick, and you have the cement in the middle, you know, and put it together, and you build the entire house. That's what it is. Music is actually building, all right, with building blocks, you know. So vocal arrangement is music done, all right, with vocals, all right, and every part having their place and fitly joined together by some principles and theory and whatever. You just bring it all together so it sounds beautiful, and you know, you just get it all together. So that's basically what it means. We're not doing anything special. We're putting note and note and note together, line upon line, and getting it all out.
Yeah. So to add to what he said, it's like creating an emotion.
Okay.
You want to create an emotion. So how best can you create it? There are there are chord combinations that would give you happy feeling. There are chord combinations that would give you sad feeling. There are chord combinations that would bite, like
gothic.
you understand. So so
leaves you
it's what you're simply do. What I see it as colors.
Okay.
We are painting,
Yeah.
and we want to make people feel what we are painting. So
Exactly.
So yeah, harmonies. That's
So
what's up.
majorly it's like art.
It's art.
It is art.
It is
it's art.
art.
Yes.
It is art. So must you have some form of musical theory knowledge before you can actually arrange vocals?
Well, that's the beautiful part, because there are two ways to go about it.
All right.
There's first of all the experiential aspect of vocal arrangement, then there's also the objective and theoretical aspect of it, of which, if you ask me which should you go for first, I'd prefer you are more experiential with music than you are objective and theory based, because music is all about the ear. All right, and so even if you don't know what is being done, if you can hear it and can palpate that this is what I'm hearing, and you can interpret it to be something and can write it in harmony or something, you're as good as the one who actually went to school to learn it, right? You didn't just have the terms.
Yeah.
On the flip side, there are other people who actually have the terms, the terminologies, but don't know how to actually
How to handle it, yeah.
handle it. They don't know what it sums up or orally, and they're more deficient. The most important thing is to have a balance of both, right?
Okay.
But you don't necessarily have to have prior music knowledge or theoretical accuracy to be able to do so much with your ear, right? Before I got to know theory, I've been sounding ear, and so that had already pushed me far. All right, so I was able to do so much. Then eventually, when I began to learn theory, I was like, oh, so that's what I did then.
So this is what you're talking about.
Exactly. So it works both ways. But I still say, regardless of how much you can do with your ear, get music theory. I mean, it's like the springboard. You need to be vocally.
And then because I studied music.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Musicologist.
Yes, I'm a musicologist. And then the fact that I studied music simply gave me something. And what it gave me is this. There were so many things we were doing at home. There were things we would, way back before I studied music, things we would think, let's combine this note like this. Okay, we heard this in this song.
Okay.
So what we did then was more of copy and paste. But it was more of, okay, so they did it like this. If we add this, how would it sound? So going to a music school, studying music, and then coming out, I see that there is more. There are other things we can do. Now we can move from a whole key to another key without caring about anything. Before there would be a restriction, because we'd be like, how do we? So what music theory gives us is the knowledge of how we can.
Yeah, principles.
The principles.
Foundations and all that, yes.
There's a course called tonal harmony.
Okay.
It's a lot of things.
It's a beautiful course, actually.
So knowledge of all these things help you to deliver better. So it is good to have, because another thing, so funny, we had a discussion last night, and I told him that I believe one of the limitations of, I believe the knowledge of theory can be a limitation to a person.
How so? How so?
Okay. So you see, when you don't know how to do something,
Yes.
you're like, okay, I'll just keep trying. Experimenting.
Yeah.
2 + 2 is 4.
Yes.
Can it be 6? You know, you just keep experimenting.
Yeah.
Now the truth is, while experimenting, you're building, you're learning.
You find out
you're
stuff.
finding out things on your own. But the thing is, once you get dependent, that's the problem, on just the knowledge of music theory, it can restrict the mind.
Actually.
Oh.
That's why most innovators, lawbreakers, they break the norm and the status quo and do stuff that nobody has done within their, their
So I mean,
space.
it works when you somehow strike a balance.
Yes.
Exactly.
Balance
That's what we're
is
saying.
When you have, I mean, it works for you if you have music theory and then you experience it.
Exactly.
That way you have the technical know-how and then
Exactly.
you understand
Exactly.
it. Well, that is beautiful.
Yes.
That is beautiful. I mean, you were saying something about you have a sound, you have ears for sound, ears for music. What does that entail?
Well, something we call ear training. All right, I know many people know about it. They hear that, oh, they do ear training, but like, it's how we connect to the sounds we hear to music theory.
Okay.
All right, so, but before you connect anything to music theory, there's that part of you. You listen to music, right?
Yes,
you
I
can
do.
tell that, this is a good singer, or this is a bad singer, except you're totally tone deaf, right?
See,
Except,
that's another thing. Yeah, I was going to ask you about, but I want you to finish it and then we'll talk about things.
but I mean, everybody has, I mean, some little capacity in them to be able to accept and receive music, right? And whether you're a music creator or not. And so, but as singers, as musicians, as vocal arrangers, when you hear something and it sounds good to you, by reason of some, innate talent, you should be able to tell that, oh, this is what I'm listening to, and also be able to produce that. So basically, it's just all about hearing something and being able to allow your brain interpret to you what you're hearing, really. So that's what it is.
So if you are, let me ask this question. If you are somebody that is very good with
Yes.
listening to music,
Yes.
you've trained your ears and all, does
Yes.
that necessarily translate to you being vocally sound?
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we have,
geez. Tell me.
Because there are like different parts of
Exactly.
your anatomy handling these different things.
Okay.
For instance, I can be doing a lot of listening, but if I'm not doing a lot of singing, I am not going to be a great singer. I would just know how to sing. It just remains knowledge, not experience.
exactly.
You understand? So truly it starts from the ears, being able to hear
Exactly.
something and be like, oh, okay, that is good singing. Now, if you just leave it at the level of that is good singing, then that's the end of it.
Yeah.
It has to come out as, okay, that is good singing, let me give it a try.
Okay.
Now, when you continue to do that, you get better, then you get to the point where you are a pro.
Exactly.
You have mastery. So, yeah, so
Because music generally, or primarily, is oral. It has to do with your ear. It's sound, all right? And so this is the first thing that actually receives sound. And so when you hear that, how to interpret it could it either be done with your mouth as an instrument or other instrument, your hands. You get, so it's just the main. So if you have good hearing like every other person has, but you don't train the instrument to actually interpret it into, output, whether as a singer or as a piano player or as a saxophonist, then you don't have it. You can't play it. So see, your voice is an instrument that needs to be worked out. All right, even if you have good hearing and all that.
So what you eat is important. They are not eating well, they are not resting well, they are not sleeping at the right time. You have a performance by 9 o'clock. You are meant to be up by 5, working your voice. It's like
Yes.
it's like when you go to the gym to work out. You first of all have to do some stretching and all that. You're supposed to be up by 5
Exactly.
doing all of that. But then you say no. You sleep around 1. You wake up by
8:30.
8:30.
Wow.
You have to sing by 9. You hold the mic, your voice is sounding like you are competing with a toad. You know? It's a serious thing. So I feel it's one of the things that musicians,
Exactly.
even piano players, everybody
every
you have to
human
be-
being, you have to rest.
If you're a drummer, you have to be a high activity person. If you're a drummer and you're not working out, because for me, I believe drumming takes a lot of energy.
Exactly.
Your muscles,
Your
your
muscles,
body.
you are working out. So if
Exactly.
you're a person who doesn't work out, you can't do it. So I believe that is how we have to take care of our instruments.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. You were saying something about techniques.
Yes.
Like, so what are the techniques that we have?
For vocals,
For vocals,
a lot
yes.
of them. So I could do a note right, and every
Can you do it what you say?
Yeah.
Can you do it what you sound?
yeah.
It's not resting.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the answer. I'm just trying
Prax
to.
has told you.
I'm
but
just
do
trying to
it.
tell you.
So hold a note, right, that note has ability to come to me in different ways, to tell me, because music is primarily heart, it's emotional, all right? It communicates a feeling. If there is no feeling you're communicating to me, then you're not doing anything. You can't leave me in a blank. Okay, so what are we doing now? Are we supposed to be happy? All right. So when you go for like a burial, right,
Okay.
there's a way they sing the songs that show that you are like in a sad place, all right, like he mentioned earlier. So vocal techniques kind of communicate different ways. It's the same notes we're using. There are 12 notes in music, all right? And so when we use vocal technique, we try to communicate different things. And so, for example, you could do what we call a legato, right? A legato is like a vocal technique that gets you to connect all the notes in a sequence and just bring them together. So you have this note, so you go, let's say that's the first note, the second note is third note is so when you go, you see that connection? That's a legato, All right.
Even when your voice is tired, it's still harmonious.
Oh,
But
wow.
okay, go on.
Hallelujah. So
But go on.
you could have that's connected. Legato. Staccato is you see that break in between.
break in
Yeah,
between.
that's it. So and the whole Jesus. Get out of this place, my bad self. Get out.
Hall of Fame.
Get out. Yeah. All right. They all like represent something. All right. We have the crescendo. Crescendo is hold the note. You see that increase in volume. All right. It has its place too. I don't want to go deep into the reason why we do all of that. But
Okay.
these are different articulations for the voice that just get your singing to be more exciting, more interesting, gives your listeners more, a better listening experience, and just a feeling exactly different things.
So let me ask this. If you have a performance,
Yes.
how long, what is the standard time you should rehearse for? Now, I'm not talking one-to-one seller. I'm talking as a musician. You have a performance, let's say a live performance, a stage performance, where you're supposed to, it doesn't have to be a lot of people in it, but you have to, present your song to people. How long should you rehearse for?
Well, if you ask me, I'd say it's not a question of how long.
Okay.
It's a question of the quality that comes out of whatever time you put into it.
Okay.
And this is the end result for me. You rehearse not until you get it right, but until you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's what Kim says.
That's what Kim says.
Yeah, Kim.
All right.
Please let's say it again. You rehearse. Why?
Not
Why?
until you get it right, but until you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's what Kim
Like
says.
even if you're
I hit me
like
years ago.
waking up from sleep, like it's already in your muscle memory, it's already in your subconscious. You can do it even with but listen, if you as a musician, right, what you do in your house very well, like what you've mastered at home, can on stage just get poked in, like because of many factors, all right, that are like sometimes uncontrollable. All right, it's a thing we say that even if you're at your 80% at home, by the time you get on stage, many things will like probably take 30% off it, because you have to deal with fright sometimes, you have to deal with people's reactions, you have to deal with sound and all the interferences, and so you might not just be at your best. At home, no distractions, it's just you and your acoustic voice, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're on stage, you really have to, like, you have to practice so much that, all right, shoot for like a 120 with the mind that, okay, I get on stage and what I might get is an 80, right? So just rehearse, keep practicing until every note, every emotion, every movement, every performance is locked in. And sometimes it might take 4 years.
Sometimes it might take 2 weeks.
Sometimes it might take 2 weeks.
Or 2
Interesting.
days.
Or 2 days, like depending, right? But of course, anything that will come out good requires time, right? So you need to spend time with it. Like I these days, I've noticed there is a decline in diligence for singers.
Okay.
Very, very, like, the days when people used to really spend time with their vocals are like almost fading away. Like, and that's because, now this is the truth for church people. Let me come for you guys. So, there was a time when the kind of singing that that was accepted in the church was big singing. There were Smoking Awful, there were the Smoking Awfuls and the John Peaky, there was Marvin Sapp, there was Karen Clark Shed, there was Tasha Cobbs. So she still is
still,
around,
yeah.
but I mean, like, then it was big singing that would really respect. But when this CCM people like literally like caved in and moved, like it became a major thing where everything was just going all white, and the singing didn't have to be so big, it was all, if the stars were made to worship, so will I. Like people saw it to be easy to accomplish. All right, so they really stopped rehearsing, like not willingly. They realized that that's the music that everybody was accepting now. So let's just throw all our good singing away, and we don't necessarily need to practice for this. It just requires one note or two, right? And so because of that, it's almost like we're throwing all our efforts and all our diligent efforts to get better as singers away. And I don't think it should be that way, because even the seemingly simple music requires a lot of practice. This guy is actually, it's not just about singing. Both kinds of singing are great. There is one might require more technical know-how, but I'm like, to be able to do this might involve more, because the emotion, what it would take to convey that kind of emotion, at least, even if it's not a singing thing,
Yeah.
if it's just a hard thing that gets you to lock in the emotional aspect of that kind of singing, as simple as it might sound, it needs time also. So, and that's why most of our performances, people that used to sing gospel find it so hard to sing white music and sing it well. They get boring, like, because they want to riff everything out because of what they, like, I'm just saying that whether you're going to sing a very simple song or sing a very big song, practice,
Yeah.
get into it, know the place you are in that moment, know what you're trying to achieve as a singer. All
Yeah.
right, in fact, understand the genre so well that you're not trying to poison it with another genre that you probably are used to.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm
Okay.
trying to say? If you're a gospel singer and you're supposed to do a song like Sobulai or a song like What a Beautiful Name It Is, right? Sometimes put aside your knowledge of gospel and just
And then gospel. By the way, I need to put something.
yeah, let's
when
define
he uses
that
the term gospel.
yeah.
He's not talking about gospel as about the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
He's talking about
Okay.
gospel as
a
a
genre.
musical genre. That's
Exactly,
what he's
because
doing.
there is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's so nice. Please make that clear because
Yes.
while you were talking about it, my thought was Christian music.
No.
So there's CCM, which is the Christian contemporary music.
Yes,
Am I right?
contemporary Christian music.
Contemporary Christian. C and C switch. So there's CCM.
Yes.
And then there's black gospel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, black gospel is the likes of Kirk Franklin, John Peakey,
okay.
Karen Clark
Those people that actually sing big.
Big with the choir and all of that.
Exactly. That's
and,
black
and
gospel.
with the heavy vocals, like the lead is always heavy with a lot of melismas, runs, riff, all of that thrown all in.
Exactly.
You understand? So we call that genre gospel.
Yes.
Then we have CCM.
The Michael
CCM
W.
is
Smith.
Michael W. Smith.
The
Elevation.
Elevation.
Beautiful Elevation,
the Hillsong, Bethel.
But Maverick now, Maverick is doing something amazing.
Sitting.
So Maverick is not just running with CCM. Maverick is doing something that looks like a merger. So
Okay.
Maverick is here, Maverick is there.
Okay.
You hear someone like Naomi Raines.
Yeah.
She comes with she definitely has a black gospel background.
yes.
You understand? So she takes her black gospel vocals and puts it on a CCM-like music. Chandler Moore takes his black gospel background and puts it on a CCM music.
Okay.
So basically, we're trying to say that for that, so we are
Yeah.
beginning to have mergers. And for me, I believe that is even the most beautiful thing. So
Yes.
I'm a sucker for reinvention.
Yes.
Yes.
And for that reason, even the kind of music we do, as much as we have the black gospel influence,
Yes.
there is a part of us that is bringing everything together. I studied classical music in school.
Interesting.
Yes, I sang it. I sang when the bee sucks the suck. It's weird. Some people cannot imagine. I can remember I had an exam in school and I was around in his place, but we had a concert. So I left school, went for the concert, but I had an exam on Monday and the concert was Sunday. So I had to rehearse my performance for Monday. I can remember I was going around the room and sing.
I hated the song.
But I had to sing it. Now, the truth is, the music we do now, we're merging everything. We're bringing classical elements, we're bringing black gospel elements, we're bringing neo-soul elements, we're bringing jazz, we're bringing modern high life.
Exactly.
Into
We're
this.
bringing Afro pop.
Exactly.
Does Nigerian type of gospel fall into black gospel music, or it's a different genre on its own? I see you do. Okay.
Well,
So what genre? How do we categorize our type of music? Because I
Christian
know we
song.
have what. Prax, wow. I know we have Fuji, we have high life,
Yeah.
we have some form of jazz, we have rock, and so on. But how do we, what do we call it?
So I think if you look at the industry in Nigeria, there's been too many influences. Just like the way our colonial masters brought in different things and different professions and all of that. So as Nigerians, we've had to pick, oh, okay, I like this one. I'm just going to go with this one, all right?
Okay.
And so we've had, like you said, rock people. And so the question is, who is influencing the rock people? a certain kind of
Music.
music or musicians in the US or somewhere like that.
Okay.
So we have a mix of a lot of them. We have the ones who are doing rock, and that's what they're doing, and then you have the yes, the gospel people, the ones who really listen to the ones that are black, like
Okay.
black, and that's what they want to do. All right, but when you look at what is prevalent, it's praise worship that is prevalent.
That's the type of music, or that's what we call it.
Well, when I say praise worship, like
A mixture of so many songs into one.
of so many songs into one, like you get, so you have high life, you have this, and you have that. But the question is, how do they sing it? So it's one thing to talk about the genre of music that is prevalent. It's another thing to talk about how it is being sung. I realize that yes, we are more. We have a lot of like indigenous influence, like our own stuff. High life is ours, like is ours, and that's the reason why Nathaniel Bassey would bring in Chandler Moore and get him to sing like us. Do you get what I'm saying? Or a Tim Godfrey. But truth be told, there's been a lot of influence from the black music. More of that, all right, in the past couple of years, but more recently, CCM has actually really encroached, and so we see people who have actually been schooled in so much of black music now trying to transition into CCM, and so it's just a mix of many things going on at the same time.
I have a lot of questions to ask you guys on vocal arrangement, but we need to talk one-to-one seller and of course praise back. We'll take this quick break. When we are back, I want to know all about how you guys rehearse. I want to know all about how you came together. I want to know all about the Grammy Award, the big Grammy. I want to know all about that. But we'll take this very quick break. When we are back, we still have one-to-one seller in the building. Don't go anywhere. Exciting to know that you're still here with us on Tea or Coffee. The conversation has been on vocal arrangement, but we're moving it towards one-to-one seller themselves here. And I have my guy here. It's so good to finally meet you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This is Yvonne Williams. She's also a part of the group. Like I said, it's a large group. There are about 16.
Yes.
About 16 fantastic musicians. And of course, we couldn't have every one of the team, but we have very important people in the team here with us having the conversation this morning. But let me start. How, PD, you are the team lead. How were you able to put everyone together, like amazing singers like Yvonne, like Prax, and the other people? There is a lady, I don't know her name, but she goes to my church.
Oh, what church is that?
I go to the New. I
do. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, oh, she is so good.
She's so
I mean,
good.
I've always wanted to go and say hi. And all
She's
that,
so
but
good.
she's so good. Amazing people. I also know Adebisi.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Wait, how?
It's so funny. Small world. Like, I just found out very recently that she's also a part of one-to-one.
Oh, she's been a founding member.
Oh my goodness.
Founding like
wow.
2014.
2014.
Yes, founding
amazing.
member.
And Adebisi sings fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
so,
she is.
PD, how are you able to put everyone together?
God is so good. He gives you a vision and makes sure that everything you need is like in place, right? So, and it's amazing that I met her in school. I attended Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta.
Okay.
That's when I met her. Then I was born in Badagry, grew up in Badagry. Then 2007, I moved to be with my dad in Ogun State, Shagamu. So I met this big head, you know. So, and it's just amazing that so it didn't start with one-to-one seller. It started with like just friends, you know, vibing together, understanding each other, and just realizing that, oh yes, we're supposed to do this. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it happened. Then then there was a very strong vision. They saw it, they caught it, they ran with it. Then sometimes he would meet somebody in school when he went to Obafemi Awolowo University, and he would be like,
oh, that's why you studied music?
Yeah, that's why he studied music. I mean, he'll be like, I just found someone, and I think this person will be so instrumental to the vision. And I'll be like, send the person over, all right? And he sends the person. I'm like, yes. So he sent ID. You know, ID and himself met in school, so that's why I met ID. So I met some people myself, friends of friends, and we all just came together. And the beautiful part is how everybody just like resonates together. How the vision. How it's so easy for everybody to just like
come together
and like dissolve, like, and just, what's the word? The word is, yeah, diffuse into each other. It's just amazing.
The
And
mix
so,
is just wonderful.
Exactly. So it just makes the work so easy. So I mean, I didn't have to spend so many years doing vision casting to just get it that this is actually what I'm supposed to do. Especially when we're talking about collaboration. People find it so hard to collaborate in this age. Everybody just wants to drive solo.
I want to be solo. I want to do my own.
And so, like,
young people coming together to do
just
this.
like, okay, fine, let me put aside my personal whatever and just merge with these other people and let's just drive one single goal. Like that's just the beauty of one-to-one seller, the collaborative spirit and energy. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it all happened.
So let's talk Praise Blast.
Yay!
Yay! I mean, we've been talking about it, and High Impact Praise Blast has been happening for so many years now. And the theme for this year, happening on the 26th, is High Praise 2.0, and we're having you guys coming in full blast. Tell us about how do you feel about this particular one?
Psyched, actually, because I've been following Praise Blast for a while.
Oh!
Yes, following, I mean, watching the performance. So I think the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, that's the amusement park, right? Like, what do they have to do with music too? Like, I think I was curious.
The company is all about music, entertainment, information, and all of
beautiful. You guys have been doing an amazing work. And so when I saw the invite, like, okay.
My God,
never flows. Like, this is so good. Like, we're really psyched, like he said. And yes, we are pumped about it. We've been practicing, working. Because it has to be awesome. It has to be a blast like it is. All right, and so, yes, expect something out of the ordinary.
I want you to tell me, what should we expect?
Actually, you should expect something extraordinary. Yes, it's going to be an amazing time. What we have set down is really, really mind-blowing, and it's really great. It's really great. I'm not going to spill everything.
Okay.
By the time you come for Praise Blast, you know what I'm talking about.
How's the preparations been so far? How have we been doing so far? Give me something.
So I mean, I've been working with my musicians, and they're really excited about this thing. I'm like, guys, it's not the same music we've been doing. What's so different? And they were like, PD, it's the arrangement. We love it. That's what they say. Like, we love what's going on. Like, in fact, because this is the truth. One-to-one seller, we do more of just everybody just sit down and just enjoy beautiful harmony. All right. So when we did He Turned It in the competition, people saw a different style. Oh,
you guys are moving.
whoa! Like, so when we saw Praise Blast, we're like, okay. This is
the place.
This is the place
to pour it all out. Yes, Lord.
So we had to dig into that part of us, and so it's it's a mix of many things. There will be praise, there will be worship, there will be calm. Just a mix of many things that's going to glorify God and edify God's people and bless them. Yes.
It's going to be amazing. We cannot wait to have you
we
guys.
Cannot wait to be there.
We cannot wait. But so let's talk about Grammy. I want to start with Yvonne. My guy, you must talk. Like, let's talk about Grammy. How did this come?
All right. So it was something that we were not even really expecting, but we just doing our own thing in our excellent manner. So we're called upon to.
Nosa called, I think.
Nosa called us.
Nosa, okay.
Nosa called us to do backing vocals for Burna Boy on his song Balcony. So yes, we did that excellently well, and
I went to sleep.
And we just
and you just went.
We didn't
think of anything. We just did it the way we usually do our work really good. And then Grammys came, the album won the Grammys, and automatically One-to-One Seller was there.
In fact, because
I was going to say the way he reacted actually.
That word
twice, because then I used to stay with him. Now the first reaction was before the Grammy announcement. So there was one night I just said, "Yay!" Like, he was in the room, and then I heard, "Yay!" and I was in the panel and I was like, "Bro, G, what's up?" And then he was like, "Recording Academy." our name is on. So there's this thing Recording Academy does. It writes the name of everybody that took part in the creation.
Yes,
everyone,
exactly.
the production.
Or Grammy winning, or
everybody.
Grammy nominated album,
So-
or single.
So he just said, "Do you know who Recording Academy?" I can't forget that night, the drama. And I was like, "Okay, Recording Academy, okay." So I can remember that night. Something happened that night that we were not able to follow the Grammys or something.
Yes.
Something happened that we were not able to follow. Maybe we had an event or something. So it was when we got home that we heard that we found that he won the album.
I think we're in
won the
South
Grammy.
Africa. Yes.
Yes, we were in South Africa.
Yes.
Hey,
Wow.
we were in South Africa
Actually.
then.
During the competition, actually.
Preparing for
Yeah.
this, so that was
Wow.
when we heard we were happy.
Exactly.
I can't imagine. I can't
happy.
imagine.
It felt
How did
good.
your people feel?
Well,
Everyone.
it's a Grammy we're talking about here. Like,
And I mean, so
it's a really big
good.
deal.
And it's also great to be able to make reference to that kind of a work.
Yes.
That we actually did that, and we did what was best, what we thought was he was one that arranged, that I chipped into, we did all of it together. But I'm just basically saying it is good to know that we did something great on that album.
I would love that we go on and on, but looking at, remember I said we have about an hour to have this conversation,
Yes.
and we're actually past that hour. It's time for
Whoa.
us. Yes, we had so much conversations. It's time for us to go. We can't even play games and all of that,
It
but
feel
it
like
would be
20 minutes.
so nice to come again. I want to have more conversations with. In fact, I'd have loved that every member of team is around. We'll definitely arrange that. But thank
Please.
you so much.
Thank you.
For coming on the show, and we cannot wait to see your performance
Sure.
at High Impact Praise Blast 2021.
Sure.
It has been amazing with 121 Seller this morning. I've had a wonderful time, but it's time for me to go. My name is Omobolade Oladipo. See you next time. Bye.